All right, 3 o'clock, and we've got some Brad Holmes news. David, please, to the main stage here, because I feel like we're in an endless loop. I don't even understand the conversation taking place. I don't know why people are so committed to it regarding the quarterback position when you have one who played at a borderline Pro Bowl level. I digress. David, explain why we're doing this.
Yeah, people are going back and listening and finding the audio or the quotes that Brad Holmes had at his season-ending press conference only because it's Senior Bowl week. And Hendon Hooker spoke yesterday, and he said regarding his situation, he's fine with sitting behind a veteran quarterback. Dealing with an injury, everyone knows he's probably not going to play next year. Well, this audio is resurfacing from Brad Holmes.
So it begs the question. Now, I heard a show earlier talking about it, and I actually heard one of the hosts say, well, you know, if they took Hendon Hooker in the second round, I wouldn't be mad. I almost just drove my car off the road.
Where's the bell? Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's a great call.
Guy's 25 years old on a blown ACL. We're talking about drafting this kid in the second round. See, here's the deal. If you want to take a quarterback, Rico and I have come to an agreement on this. You can do it in the fifth, sixth round. You do whatever you want. The point I'm making is I'm going for a Super Bowl. I am going for it right now. Like, I'm all in. And I'm using every pick to either draft a starter or acquire a veteran. And I'm trying to go and make a quantum leap forward. The idea at 6 or at 18 or in the second round taking a quarterback, to me, is idiocy. I think it's absolute. It is something I would go to war against. I think it's ridiculous. But there is this segment of this fan base. There are people at this station. I don't understand. The Lions have actual stability at the quarterback spot. You do not have a 35-year-old QB. You do not have a quarterback that has this immense injury history, never healthy guy. You have a guy making 60% of what an elite quarterback makes, and yet he's arguably as good as, on certain weeks, the second best guy in the NFC. The second best for 2023, because guess what? Kyler Murray's dead. Tom Brady retired, and Aaron Rodgers is probably playing in the AFC next year. Why are we having this conversation? Well, since every other show does it, I guess we have to jump into it. And again, Jim Costa, smart guy. I think it's a terrible opinion. You know, Doug and Scott, infatuated with the quarterback thing. I just think it's a bad opinion. It's like if someone says they don't like pizza. You could be a good person. That's a terrible take. I just can't understand why you are infatuated with using a premium asset.
You know why?
On a backup.
You know why?
Because people don't know what it's like to win here, and they don't understand that Goff's good enough.
It's not winning. You have to win with style and flair. You have to win with that quarterback, a quarterback that everybody else looks at and says, yep, I want that kind. You look at Jalen Hurts. I want one like that. I want a Patrick Mahomes. I want a Joe Burrow. That's what people here in Detroit secretly want. Yes, blue collar. It's all about grit. They're lying to themselves. Deep down, they want a diva at quarterback. They want that guy that everybody else says he's the best person out there, and that's why you're going to take a quarterback. So you're right. They don't have a fourth-round pick, at least as of now. So with the fifth-round pick at pick 155.
There's your quarterback.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Take the short king, Jake Haener. Take Stetson Bennett. Take Hendon Hooker, and hopefully you draft his right leg in the 6th round. Like, what are we talking about? I want to hear from the people here. Because that is really the only thing Brad Holmes could do with the first 5 draft picks. Top 5 of the 82. If you use one of those picks on a quarterback, I'd be pissed.
And I still say, after the top couple of quarterbacks go, you're still going to get a borderline second-round talent in the 5th round because teams don't need QBs, and the ones that do already drafted somebody. So guys will just keep sliding and sliding and sliding just because they're not needed. It's why you don't see kickers going high. Because teams already got a kicker. Like, one may leave in the first 3 rounds, and after that, they're undrafted or 7th round. But, yeah, I think Detroiters who want a quarterback Goff is good, but Goff is not sexy. Goff is not appealing to anybody else, and you want teams to be jealous of your quarterback, and you want that rookie sensation. But it comes at a cost that I keep telling people. A rookie means you're going to end up being probably bad for 2-3 years, and then you start seeing the benefits. Jalen Hurts wasn't great his first year. As a matter of fact, I remember taking phone calls here week 1 when the Lions played Philly. He's not that good. He's overrated. They simplify system, Tecmo offense.
All those things are true, by the way.
And now he's an MVP candidate.
Right, but it's still true. They have the best offensive line, and this is why I think your point makes the point about Jared Goff. They have the best offensive line in the league. Nobody runs on the Niners. You know what they did? Pounded on the Niners. You know what Jalen Hurts did throwing the ball? Nothing.
No,
It was a fart noise.
I was telling Jimmy. I was like, I know the Niners DB, the 2 Wards, they're horrible. That's the weakest thing out of defense. Those 2 are out there looking like Deion Sanders in his prime.
What about Denore Lenore?
Knocking down passes like, yeah, his arm is not that good, but it's what it is. You want a Joe Burrow. You're tired of seeing guys in other cities. You want one here.
People, I want to start a
Goff's
movement.
Not the guy.
I want to start a movement, and we're going to have bumper stickers. Accept good. Accept it.
No.
Accept that Jared Goff is good. You want Burrow, so does every other team in the league. You want Mahomes.
Great.
Well, you know what? Don't let great be the enemy of good. You have a good quarterback who's just made as many Pro Bowls as Stafford.
Right.
He
But if
runs
you
the
get a great
offense.
quarterback, you can make it to the Super Bowl.
Let me ask you a question. If a QB comes in and completes 65% of his passes and doesn't turn it over the last 10 weeks of the season and goes 5-1 in division, is that not great?
But he has tiny hands.
They are. They are.
I'm just telling you, this is where Detroiters are coming from.
You know what? If they behave this way, I'm gonna say something David's always said, and it's mean, and I don't like it, but David's right. If this is the route they want to take, then they don't deserve a winner. It's right in front of your face. You have a quarterback. I want to start a movement because I cannot take the next 4 months, every show on this station doing this quarterback 2-step nonsense.
You need to take a lot more days off than what I saw in the email then.
Hey, coming up in March.
I was like, does Mike still work here?
Bro.
No. Take the time off.
No, it's fun. You know what's funny, though? It's like when you hand in, everyone knows this with PTO. You hand in your sheet, and it's like, okay, y'all didn't say anything. Where from August to the end of January, I basically took no time off. So here's what happens on the other side. I take all of it off.
Oh, you didn't. Like I said, when I took mine off, it wasn't, hey, I'm requesting. It was like, I'm taking this day off.
That's it.
I just want to let you know. It's not for debate. I'm just not going to be here. Heads up.
Yeah. Everyone got pretty comfortable with me basically living at this building for 7 months. Well,
So, no.
here's
You're
the
fine.
payback. No, but I get your point with the I just what kills me in all of this is like the Hendon Hooker conversation. And again, hey man, we're all doing radio 4 hours a day. But my God, I'm listening to Gator talk about Hendon. The guy's on a blown out ACL. He's old enough to get discounts on afternoon movies, and he's talking about taking this kid in the second round. Like hell. What are you, crazy?
You saw what he did in Tennessee, and you're saying, imagine if he does that here in Detroit, we would have our guy. It really boils down to that. We now have our guy. We got the guy that everybody in the league is going to be envious of.
And on top of that, Detroiters are always scared when you say, oh, you can get him in the 5th round. Oh, he may not be there, so grab him in the 3rd. No. Don't do it.
There will be, it's deep in running backs. And the quarterback, after the first probably 4 quarterbacks go off the board, the next quarterback will happen in like maybe the 4th, 5th round because they're not a needed commodity at that point.
And just so we're clear, here's the year your quarterback just had. For all you hyenas that do and don't work at the station, here we go. Jared Goff went 9-8, 65% completion rate for 4,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks. Guys, what? In the middle of the year, they dealt his Pro Bowl tight end, as Rico likes to say. All year long, they didn't have the first-round speed burner wideout they were supposed to have. He basically threw to Amon-Ra St. Brown and a couple of line cooks from your favorite Coney Island. 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 7 picks, 65% completion rate, and didn't turn it over the last 10 weeks of the year. If you're out here and you're buying, I mean, you may as well be doing rails off a toilet seat. You're insane. Insane. You don't need a quarterback. We have one. How old is Jared Goff? Is he 35? He's 2 years older than Hendon Hooker. What are we doing?
He's not flashy, Mike.
He doesn't need to be.
When Jared Goff, here's what you're missing. When Jared Goff came to Detroit,
none of us wanted him.
And we were told, not by the Lions. The Lions said something totally different. Because I remember saying this, and you guys told me I was crazy.
No, you got this right, though.
The Lions were investing in him.
Yep.
We thought he's going to be a Band-Aid. He's just a placeholder, and then we're going to get our own QB. Well, you know what? Now you got kids. Fans are acting like kids. As you, David, you'll know that as you drive by McDonald's. Can we stop? Can we stop now? Can we stop now?
You know what's funny? The guy had a better year this year than when he took a team to the Super Bowl. Factually speaking.
The Lions were invested in him the second they made that trade. He was not going to be a placeholder, but fans bought into that, and now they're trying to cash that ticket saying, all right, we waited our couple of years, give us our quarterback.
No.
And even though he's doing well, you already had it in your mind, not you, but fans had it in their mind. Well, he's only going to be here 2 years, and then we're going to get one of these special QBs.
Well, you know what he's done? The last, call it 25 games. First half of his first year, not great. The back half of last year and the complete season this year. Look at the body of work. Look at what he's done. That's your guy. Like, before I use pick 6 or pick 18 or a second-round pick, if you're giving me these two options, I'd sign him to an extension before I ever did that nonsense.
Well, that's the next thing is he's here for 2 more seasons. Do you lock him up for a long-term deal?
I let him play this year first, and then we explore.
But see, and that's why you got people who want the quarterback. Because if you're going to roll the dice.
I'm not rolling any dice.
By letting him play this year and you're not extending him, you're kind of rolling dice.
How?
You're hoping if he does what he did this year, you'll extend him, right?
Okay.
If he doesn't, what are you going to do? Get a quarterback. So that's why people are saying, well, why don't you just get a quarterback and stash him just in case he can't live up to what he did this year?
People are scared of the unknown. What's going to happen once Goff, if you get rid of Goff and draft it, what are you going to do? Draft one down the line? You're going to sign one?
So let's just go ahead and take a guy now. And then here's the other argument, and it's a legitimate argument. I can't knock this.
I hate people. Can I just say
I can't knock this. If the Lions are going to be as good as we think that they are,
yes,
this will be the last time they'll draft this high.
Okay, I can live with that conversation, but here's your problem. The guy you draft, overwhelming odds are he won't be as good as Jared Goff. Think that over. You don't have the number 1 pick. You're not getting Trevor Lawrence. What do you think you're getting? 5'9.5", Bryce Young? Will Levis, who hasn't played good football in a year and a half?
Well, Cookies is hoping that Bryce Young is 5'9".
You know what? He's also an idiot who wears an embroidered slice of pizza on a shirt.
That's me.
I'm just saying, I've had enough of him. Damn it, Cookies. Like, he has this thing about drafting, and he doesn't even like these quarterbacks.